Okay, welcome back, lads. Today we're back at it again with another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the cameras and also the power system. So as you can see, I've already imported all of my sprites here, the camera button, the map, the camera buttons, all good. So we're gonna start off with the camera button right here, this thing. We're gonna make it so that when the sprite is clicked, we put an if else statement, we put an if statement, and we make a new variable called camera status. Alright. And now we get two equal operator, duplicate, and we set the first one to if camera status equals false, else if camera status equals true. So for the first one, if camera status equals false, we are going to set camera status to true. And we are going to broadcast camera online. So basically, when we click the button, it will check if camera status is not active or it's false, however you want to call it. And after that, if it is false, it will set camera status to true, and it will open the cameras by broadcasting this little message. Instead, if camera status equals true, we are going to set camera status to false. And we are going to broadcast another message, which is camera offline. Here we go. Let me check something here. Alright, yeah, that's for later. Alright. Okay. And after that, if you guys want a shortcut key, you can just duplicate this, delete this, put a when key pressed, and choose your key. I'm going to keep space as the default. Okay. Now we go to our little map of the, oh wait, almost forgot. Before that, now every time that the camera goes online, you have to hide all of your sprites that aren't supposed to show. So starting off with the buttons, you put when I receive camera online, we hide those. Same with this other button. But also when we receive camera offline, we show the button. And with the doors, it's a little bit trickier. So first off, we put when I receive camera online, hide into every one of them. I mean, both of them. After that, we can drag the camera offline into here, and we're gonna make some changes. When I receive the camera offline, we have to check if the, what's it called? The left door active, in this case, is true. And I forgot the equal operator, my bad. Again, equal operator, put in here. If left door active equals true, then show. So basically, oh, and I almost forgot, my bad. Switch it out with an else statement and put hide on the bottom. Little mistake there. So basically what this does, every time that your cameras are pulled down, the game will check if your door was actually showing before you pulled the cameras up, and if it was active, if it is active after you pull it, if it was active when you pulled your cameras up, when you pull them down, it will show the door. If the door was inactive before you pulled up your cameras, it will still hide it. And now we can transfer this to also the right security door, and we can switch the left door active to right door active. So there we go. So now, every time that I press this button, which is the camera button, nothing happens. What? Oh yeah. It's my bad. So I want you guys to get your own little scrap sprite. And here you are going to set some of the variables for the game. In here you're going to set that when green flag is clicked, camera status equals, set camera status to false. Because of course, we don't want the cameras to be already active when you start the game. So now we can press the green flag to project. And now every time I click on the button, it will hide. In this case, camera status is true. And when I click again on the button, it will show the buttons again, the door buttons. After that, we are going to go to our little map here, which I was getting to before. We can also hide these for now. And we are going to make it so that when green flag clicked, it hides, because we don't need to see the camera map at the start of the game. And when I receive camera online, it shows. And also when I receive camera offline, it will hide map. There we go. So now we can click here and the map will show. We can click off and the map will not show anymore. Perfect. Just what we wanted. Now we are going to structure the actual camera buttons. So we are going to make it so that we'll show the camera buttons later. I can do it as the same function right now. I'll just do it right now. Screw it. So just you can drag over these from the map. So when I receive camera, you can keep the camera online one. The camera offline one will have to modify it. So I'll do that later. Here I messed up. You actually have to keep when I receive camera offline hide. For now, just keep this in here. So let's actually make the functions for the cameras. So we're going to put when the sprite is clicked, it is going to check if the camera status, status is actually true or not. Because we don't want to be able to use the cameras we don't want to view the rooms of the map if the cameras are not actually active. And then we are going to put another if statement inside of that if statement. We can duplicate this, but we have to make a new variable called camera selected. So this will hold the info on which camera you have selected. We can take our camera status right here, and we can put camera selected right there. And here we're gonna put 1. And then we're also going to take a not operator and show it into right there, and boom. So first off, it will check if camera status is true, and if the camera selected is not 1. This is so the game can actually know if it's supposed to switch your camera view or you're already on that camera. So after that, we are going to give it a cooldown. That's your option if you want to do that or not. I do give it a cooldown. And then we can hide it, because later I'll be showing these green counterparts to signify that the camera, to show what camera you have selected. And then we are going to broadcast a new message called camera switched, which I will show what it does just in a bit. Now, I want you guys to go to the backdrops. You can rename the first backdrop to office. Then you can duplicate it and rename it to camera 1. And then I want you guys to duplicate that to the amount of cameras you have. So in this case, I have 6. And to better clarify, if I'm looking at the right camera I actually selected, I'm going to put the number of the camera in front of in the backdrop. There we go, just like that. So now you're gonna go back to your code, you're gonna go back to the camera button, And after the camera switched message, you are going to switch backdrop to the corresponding camera, which in this case is camera 1. Oh, also remember to switch the backdrop here to office. Okay. All right. And then you are going to set camera selected to 1. Simple as that. And you can also make a shortcut key by copying this, deleting this, and putting where is it? When key pressed, and in this case I'm just gonna put 1 because it's camera 1. Boom, there we go. Now for some other stuff, we are also going to add the when green flag clicked hide, like usual, because camera buttons are not supposed to be showing at the start of the game. After that, I'm going to show you guys what we need the camera switched message for. So, put when I receive camera switched, we're gonna put an if statement. We're gonna put a not operator, and we're gonna put an equal operator. After that, I want you guys to take this thing, I don't know how to call it, in the looks tab, and switch if not backdrop name equals camera 1 in this case. And you're going to switch this to camera 2 when it's the camera 2 button, when it's the camera 3 button, etc., etc. And you are going to put show. So basically what this does is every time that a camera is switched, it checks if the backdrop is camera 1 in this case, and if it is, if it's not the camera 1 backdrop, if it's not the camera 1 backdrop, it's going to show the normal little button instead of showing the green counterpart, which would mean it's selected. Now we are going to make we are going to modify the when I receive camera online statement, and we are going to still keep the not. We can ditch this. We can put 1 right here, and we can put if not camera selected equals 1 show. So whenever you pull up the cameras, it checks if it's actually supposed to show. It checks if cam 1 is your selected camera or it's not. If it is your selected camera, it's not gonna show the gray button. It's going to show its green counterpart, meaning it's selected. But we're also going to make another statement for this. When I receive camera online, if camera selected equals 1, we are going to, oh god, nope. We are going to switch the backdrop to the corresponding camera, which in this case would be camera 1. Very simple. So, I think that's the entire code for it. Just give me a second to overlook some stuff. Just need a moment. Okay, should be fine. Yeah. All right. So, now you can transfer all of this to the other camera buttons. So now that I've transferred all the code from camera 1 to camera 2, every time I'm going to change it to its corresponding camera button. So in this case, it's camera 2 button, so I'm going to switch to camera 2, non-selected camera 2, camera selected equals 2, etc., etc. And just go on doing this for every camera button. Also remember to switch the key pressed if you do have the shortcut key set. All right, so that's the code for the gray buttons. Now we have to do the green buttons. So we're gonna start by putting when I receive camera switched, if equal camera selected equals 1 in this case, because this is the green counterpart. we are going to show. When I receive camera online, if camera selected equals 1, then we are also going to show. When we receive camera offline, we are going to hide it. When we start the game, we are going to hide it. And that's basically it. So now just, again, transfer everything to the other green buttons. And we should be done with the cameras. Okay, hello ladies and gentlemen. So, I was in the middle of editing the video, sorry. And for some reason, at a certain point, the audio and the video was not synchronized anymore. And I wasn't going to leave you guys with unsynchronized footage. So I'm going to re-record what I did, because I don't want to leave you guys with a crappy video. So, I finished off the green buttons. Here I did a change. I already told you guys to fix this beforehand. But like here it's supposed to be when I receive camera offline hide and not when I receive camera online show. And now here I want you guys to put when I receive camera offline switch backdrop to office. So now if we test it out, oh yeah, I almost forgot because of that. All right, just give me a second. So we're gonna scrap this and that and do that and delete that. Okay, that's for later. All right, back to what I was saying. So now if we test it, you can see cam 3, 4, 2. Oh, I meant to press 2, 5, 6, 3, 1. You could just switch cameras. So that's great. That's all we needed. So now we have you guys can choose whether to do this or not. This is an optional. I do a little camera static effect before actually selecting a camera. If you don't want this effect, then you're going to set camera selected to whichever camera you'd like the player to see when they open the cameras for the first time. So if I set it to 5 right here, press the green flag, boom, camera 5. If you do want the static, then you can put here, I don't know, something like 0, camera which is not selectable, or nil. I'll pick nil. So I want you guys to, so you're gonna upload your little backdrops. I have these 2 backdrops that if you keep switching between each other, they look like static. You can make these yourself, of course. I don't know. You can also take them from me if you really wanted to, since I'll leave the project in the description. Up to you. So we'll be starting off by putting a when I receive camera online. We're going to put a repeat until. We're going to put an or. We're going to put a not right here. And we're going to put 2 equal operators. So now we're going to put repeat until not camera selected nil. Nil is in my case whatever you have set here for the static at the start of the game. Or camera status equals false. So this will keep repeating the static loop until the camera selected is not nil anymore, which is the static camera, or the player pulls down the cameras. So we're gonna put a cooldown between every frame switch, I guess you could say. And we're going to put another if statement. And we're gonna put an and operator. We're gonna put an equal right here, an equal right there. And we are going to, actually, hold on, no. You can delete these, and you can actually duplicate them from here. Just put those in, oh, and I'm going to do that. Put those in there. Here put nil, 0, whatever your static camera is. You can keep it that way. And here you actually put true. And in there you put it so it switches the backdrop to the first frame of the static. Then you duplicate this and you switch it to the second frame. So before switching every frame, it will check if the camera selected is still the static one and the camera status is still true. We're also, I'm pretty sure I didn't include this. I mean, I didn't put this before the footage wasn't synchronized anymore. I also put right here, switch backdrop to office every time you start the game. So now we have this little camera static, which should work just fine. So let's see here. And boom. But as you can see, the map of the cameras is it's blended in. Okay, I can't see it anymore. So we're gonna do what I did before, the code I deleted before. So basically, I'm going to set the brightness of the sprite to 100, making it white, because right now it's black. Then, when I receive camera online, I'm gonna show the map like usual, and then I am going to wait until not equal camera selected static camera, so in my case nil, and then I'm going to set the brightness, then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to set the brightness effect back to 0. So now it doesn't blend in with the static anymore, as you can see. And then when I switch camera 1, boom, gone, back to black, and it doesn't happen again. So there you go. So that's how you make your little static effect. Now we are going to go ahead and make the power. So I want you guys to make a new variable called power, and you can keep the power counter shown. All right, and another variable called PDT, which is short for power drain time. There we go. So now we are going to make the power drain. So when green flag clicked, we are going to repeat until equal operator power equals 0. And then we are going to wait the PDT. And we are going to change, every time it waits the power drain time, we are going to change power by -1. Very nice. So now I want you guys to make a new message. I want you to put a new message in everything that's power related, called power change. And you're going to broadcast it in stuff like doors and also the camera button. So right here, power change, power change, power change, power change. Here also power change, power change, power change, power change. Alright, so there we go. Now you're going to put in back to your little scrap sprite. We're gonna put when we receive power change, we're gonna put an if statement, and then also another if statement inside of that if statement. So starting off, we're gonna get an OR operator and 2 equal operators. And we're gonna put true on both of these. And we are going to put left door active right here, right door active right there. So if left door active or right door active equals true, we are going to make the power drain faster. So in my case, I'm going to make it so that if the left door or the right door is activated, it's going to drain it's going to drain every 6 seconds. But we also have to check for the camera status. So we're going to put if camera status equals true, then we're also going to make the power drain even faster, since there's a door active and also cameras are active. In this case, I'm going to make it drain every 4 seconds. That's great. Now we're going to make it so that it drains, we're going to switch out the or with the and, okay? So if both doors are active, it's going to drain even faster, so we're going to put to 4. And if camera status goes true, then I'll put it to 2. These are just my settings. You guys can feel free to copy them. These are just the draining times that I find best. Now we can duplicate this. We can ditch this. Oh no, not the entire thing. Okay. And we are going to make an all false statement. So set these to false, and get another and operator and duplicate this and put this right here, and then shove this right there, just like that. And so if everything, and set camera status to false. My bad. So if everything is false, you're going to set it back to your default power drain time. In my case, it's going to be 8. Also, remember to set. Hold on a second. Let me move this. Remember to set the power drain time always back to its default at the start of the game. So right here. And now we're gonna make if everything else, if the doors are not active but the camera status is, here we put true. And we make it, drain a little faster because the cameras are online. So there we go. It will change. It will check every time it will change every time the power drain depending on what is active and what is not active, and the power drain will wait that time. Oh, and you're also going to set, of course, at the start of the game every time the power to 100, which means it's full. So let me just do that. All right, there we go. Now we are going to make the buttons, the buttons, the doors, the cameras actually rely on the power. So we do that by putting an and right here, put an equal operator right here. Oh wait, no, not the equal. Why do I always keep pulling out the equal? Bigger than operator. Put power right here and put 0 right there. Move this to right here. Then you can duplicate this, pull out this, delete this, and drag this right here. So power bigger than left door active equals false. And power bigger than and left door active equals true. So I'm just moving this to the side to make space because it's going to become a little longer. And there we go. And now we can do the same for the other thing. This is for the shortcut key. So there goes that, and there goes this. There's some code missing here. No idea how I missed it. Anyways, right here, when green flag clicked, you're going to show the button. I don't know how I missed that. So now, the stuff is actually, I mean, everything that is related to power actually relies on power. Now, we are going to make it so that when the power hits 0, if any doors are active, they're going to be deactivated, and if you are on the camera system, you get kicked off. So, we're going to broadcast a new message, which I already made, which is called power out. Oh yeah, because I already left the code here. So what you're going to do is, when you receive power out, hide and set the left door active to false. It's basically the exact same function of open left door or open right door, but just with a different message. So you can like duplicate this, switch out the message, boom, easy. And remember to also do that for the right door. So there we go. Instead, for the cameras, we're just going to broadcast camera offline. So, you know, broadcast camera offline, cameras are turned off, you go back to the backdrop, switches back to office, and you can't open cameras anymore. Simple as that. Very easy. So there we go. So that's it for this video. On the next video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the AI. So yeah, see ya.